Evening guys, welcome back to my 911. I'm Joel and this is my 2004 Porsche 911 996. Most of you know this car. It's been on the channel right from the beginning actually, even before the Land Rover, which is just behind the camera there. And I've been carrying out a sort of a restoration which started almost a year and a half ago now. It started with some corroded brake lines, but to get those brake lines off, I needed to take the transmission and the engine out, and the project escalated from then. I found rust, I found parts which were broken, I found parts which needed to be replaced, and then obviously once you're in there and you've got the engine out, you might as well do the flywheel, the clutch, and all those other things. And as I say, it's escalated into quite a momentous project. So one of the really big parts has been, as you all know, the coating of the underside, which I finally got done now, having used a professional to do it, but it's went wrong twice. I won't go into the details as to why, but I ended up doing it all myself, and it's actually turned out really well. I got that done with the top coat of paint on Sunday last week, so that means I'm going to use the time now to start putting the car back together. I've got 4 days off work. It's a nice long weekend. It's Father's Day in Germany today, which means a national holiday. Everybody takes the Friday off, which means I've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is great. I probably won't get all the time up here in the garage. That would be unfair to the family. But I'm certainly going to see how much I can get done in the next 4 days. So I'm going to start with putting the stuff back on, which I put on before and had to take off again when the paint went wrong, which were all the brake lines, the clutch lines and the fuel lines. So I'm going to start with that. Okay, so I've got that first set of pipes in. Essentially, as you probably saw when it came, when I offered it up to the car, you can take it off in one set, which is actually really handy. I should have done that when I dismantled it, but everything is back in now. The air lines, the brake lines. I've got quite a lot of smears of copper grease there, but I'll take those away later. It's just to protect the studs underneath. This is quite a complex one going under here. As I say, I've joined up the brake lines there, haven't tightened them up yet, and I've sprayed them, the pipes with some wax spray. But there's some little scratches here which I need to touch up because they will rust. But otherwise, yeah. So I've got the power steering lines going into there, which are actually dripping on this end, which is why I've got the bag on there. Keep things clean. So now I'm going to move on to the fuel lines, which are all lined up over there. So that is now the fuel lines back in as well. It gets a bit darker down here because of the light, but all up there, all in their correct places. Then through here to the carbon canister. I've got to turn this one a little bit, but that's fine. But yeah, all back in. Okay, so I'm now moving on to the water pipes, which I had some of them fitted before the issues with the paint, and I had to take them all off again. And I cleaned all of them up. Some of them are under that cover there. Others are over here. You may remember I cleaned them up and put some aluminium paste on there sort of to protect them a little bit. So I'm going to start by putting the heater matrix hose on, which go in through there. Okay, both heater matrix hoses connected up again. Obviously when I fill it up, I will check for leaks before I run the car. But yeah, another small job done. Okay, so I'm just finding the brackets for the water pipes, and I realized that I sent the metal brackets which attach to here off to the powder coaters. So this is the first time sort of I'm opening this box to get something out of it to use, which is quite exciting. Those are the petrol tank straps. They look absolutely incredibly cool. Let me not bang them all together and scratch them, but there we go, look at that. Man, the R for right, or rechts auf Deutsch. Very cool. I can't wait to be putting this back on, and now's the time, so very exciting. So let me have a look. That is the gearbox bracket. God, it's amazing how dusty these things get in here. Just like stuff falls down from the roof. Gets everywhere. Anyway, no big deal. There's a small bracket in there. Something to do with the light leveling sensor on the wheel hub, I believe. Let's have a look. Okay. Is it here? No, that's the horn bracket. The horn. No. Wheel. Here, what have we got here? Oh no, those are the boomerang arms. Another little bracket. Little brackets everywhere. Now then, haha, here we are. Look at this. There they are. So those are the brackets which go onto the underside of the body and then fit to these plastic clips here. So there they are. Fantastic. Figuring out the bracketry here, because unfortunately I haven't got my other iPhone with me because that is full of the dismantling videos. So what I'm using is I'm using a website on my phone, Design 911, because they've got all the diagrams there to see which way around these brackets go, which is working fine. These little brackets here, you got to work out which go around that way. This is one of those brackets. So obviously, let me have a look. It will go on there like that. Don't quite know what that hole's for yet, but I'm sure I will find out soon enough. Basically what I'm doing is, as I go, I'm putting some copper grease on every single surface here. The mating surface between the bracket and the body, and then also the bolts as well. Just to be sure. Obviously it takes a darn sight longer. There's no way you could actually build a production car like this because it would just take far too long. But actually that's what these cars need. They just need, you know, lubrication on all of the joints. Not lubrication, but you know, just some preservative, some grease or something like that. And then we'd have half the issues that we do on these cars now. But anyway, then it wouldn't be so much fun, would it? installing this thin, I suppose, what are they, the return lines from the radiators. And I actually looked back on some of my old YouTube videos to see how it goes in. Because actually what happens is it goes in these brackets here and here, but then sort of twists up and then goes behind it. So I've got to take these off again, unfortunately, but there we are, no big deal. Okay, just a quick note on these water pipes, because it's such a long time ago I took them apart. And anyway, I didn't take them apart as they were intended to come off the car, because I took the car apart bit by bit. I think I took them off before I took the petrol tank off. But anyway, the easiest thing to do is to assemble them all back together as they need to go back onto the car. So what I mean is, it's worth just having a look at these clips here, how it's assembled. This smaller return line clips into the middle there, into the middle there, there, and so on. And then here, and I'm not sure if I've got this clip right, whether it should be pointing down or up, I don't know, but they sort of go in through there and go down underneath and then clip onto the brackets underneath. So I'm actually missing a bracket there. Where's that gone? Got to find that. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Okay. So that one has to go in there. I'm actually gonna have to take that up again now because it goes between there. But that's the best way to put it together and then install it on the car. So use a stand if you've got one, because it's not all that easy to do it on your own otherwise. But assemble it on the ground first. Right, I'm just gonna finish off securing these water pipes in. I've done quite a lot of time lapse for this video, but it's actually quite nice to see some, some normal footage, I guess. So here it is. Just tightening those up, and these ones on the end here, just to finish off. That's it. You have to slide these plastic brackets around a little bit until they fit properly. Otherwise, you don't want to stretch them or crack them when you tighten them up. Well, they're still not quite there. There we go. I'm probably going to find later on that there was something else I should have done before I put this on. I have to take it all off again, but that is the fun of DIY motoring. Okay, cool. That's what I mean though, those little nuts there. What are they, M10s? Getting it all nice and snug fitting, tightening those up. This is the correct orientation or use of these brackets. I just checked footage from when I disassembled the car. So on the right hand side, it uses that top one, and on the left hand side, it's the other way around. But yeah, that is starting to look really good. It's getting really exciting because a lot is going back on the car. It looks so cool as well. Installing the air conditioning lines now. One was already in. I did that a few months ago and just left it there. And now I'm putting the larger one in. Okay, so that was a bit of a struggle, but all done now. Don't know if you can see up there, that's fixed in, tightened up, and under here as well. So those are the two AC lines in. So I'm just going to go around now, bringing out all of the electrical cables which I'd push back into the car. Like this, for example, that's the light cluster. And I'll put these back in, they're all stored in there. Okay, so as I mentioned, there's a bag of bungs and stops in the boot there, and I've just given some of those a clean up. I'll give them all a clean up, obviously, and I'm just going to run a little bit of grease on the inside of there so it gives it a better seal. But yeah, they're all in pretty good condition, so I can reuse them all. So it seems a bit premature doing this, but actually just going around the logical sequence of putting the cables through and putting the grommets back on. I'm just doing the interior at the front as well now, so just going around popping these things back in here. And there, and there's one more somewhere, but I can't see it. Oh, here. Oh, that's interesting. There are two more. Have I got another one? Ah, yes. Excellent. Have I got anything behind it? No. So, that is the interior of the boot back in place. Very cool. What else have I got in here? I've got the caps there for the suspension, and a couple of things in here, battery, and that is the tool for the lights, removing the lights. I'm going to leave all that in there, clear my crap out of here. Got various things. This is the, I'm going to leave that in there. But that's the wash wipe, which is actually broken. The wash wipe on the car is broken, so I've got to repair that. And I'm sure that will happen soon, because you don't want to repair it when everything's back together, because it's all very difficult to get to. Right, actually. That's interesting. Where's that then? Oh, that's fallen down in there. Excellent. Okay. Might as well put the spare wheel back together. That nice and tight. Cool. So, I've actually got, what have I got in here? Some heavy things, so actually that doesn't really close very well. Maybe I need to clean that out a little bit at some point. Okay, so I've got all of the cables outside of the car, all of the rubber bungs in, as you can see here. I've got the little drain scuttles there. Yeah, I'm just going to put the caps back in here on the top of the struts, which are in there. I guess I'll have to take them off again, but yeah, water pipes in, little grommets in. The spongy grommet for the aircon lines as well is in. So I'm going to cover this up now and then have a look what I'm going to do next. I'm just going to continue on actually with this side again, so I've uncovered it again, and just put on as many of these lines as I can. I'm putting on the aircon line now, which goes from what's this called again? Can't remember, one of you remember. Goes through there, out of the body there, and then down to this condenser on this side here. Okay guys, so that is the AC, the rear AC lines on. I had to faff about with these brackets and stuff for a little bit. Also made up my custom solution here, which you may remember from underneath there. Oh, got to do that up. Yeah, that's worked pretty well. It's nice and sturdy in there. And now I'm going to put some water pipes on. Okay guys, so that is going to be a wrap for today, I think. I've been at it for quite a long time, a few hours, like 7 or 8 hours today. But I've made a lot of progress. I'm really pleased with the work today, actually. I've got pretty much all of the pipe work on, except for a couple of the water pipes. So this water pipe needs to go on, and then the flexible hoses need to go onto the main water pipes. I discovered there was something inside here. It was like an oily sawdust, or that's what it looked like. It's very strange. So I put the compressor through and blew loads of stuff out, but I'm a bit concerned there's still stuff in there. There was quite a lot of it, and I have no idea what it is. Maybe it is just some sawdust which got oily somehow, but when I touched it, it wasn't really like sawdust, so I don't know what it is. Anyway, so I'll clean those out somehow. Maybe I'll blast some water through it or something, because I don't want that going into the water pump or anything. But otherwise, looks pretty good. I did some cleaning up as I went. Yeah, not much more to report really, but it's yeah, it feels like a lot of progress today. It really does feel like a lot of progress. And I guess tomorrow the last water pipes will go on, the power line, and then I can start really. Either I can start on the suspension, or no, what I've got to do is then I'm going to go on to put the front water pipes on. I've got to see whether I'm going to, I don't know, powder coat those or just clean them up or spray paint them myself, because once it's all apart, you know, it'd be silly not to make it look good. And then the condensers can go on eventually with the new radiators. But yeah, I'm just going to make my way through it, but it's really cool to have done what I've managed today. I'm really pleased. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions, just ask me. I'm very happy to answer your questions and, you know, discuss the project over YouTube or on my Instagram page, which is my 911 projects. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will hopefully get up here again tomorrow and the day after and the day after that, but let's see how we get on.